Okay. Can you show it to me right now?
I will
Is
show
it
you
possible?
tomorrow.
Okay, show it to me tomorrow. But tomorrow is pakka, huh? I don't want any delays.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Okay, sir.
yeah, we will be starting with authentication. So today also I am not doing anything. Please complete the previous work because I want you guys to do that first. Then we will start something. But I
सर
will show you one small thing. So it will take like 15 minutes. Okay. Yes, Shiv, please speak.
सर आज रहने देते
थोड़ा सा कर लेते ना, अपना दिन बहुत कम बाकी है ना शिव, मुझे फिर प्रोजेक्ट के लिए आप लोग को एक वीक देना है। सो मैं कुछ कुछ
प्रोजेक्ट
टफ नहीं सिखाऊंगा, मैं आपको खाली बताता हूँ क्या करने का बताने वाला। मैं बोलूँ जो मैं सिखा रहा हूँ ना, वो खाली 3 लाइन का कोड है, बस 3 लाइन का कोड है और कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है।
ओके सर
ओके चलो, सो लेट्स जस्ट हिट अप आवर कोड। आई विल स्टार्ट रिकॉर्डिंग ऑल्सो। ऑल राइट, चलो दिस स्टार्ट रिकॉर्डिंग। So let's just close this. We don't need this. I have one more VS code. Okay, this is not the one that we are looking for. Okay, so I will open this up. Go to, yeah. Okay, so this is our current state, and you see these things. This thing that is your URL and all. Okay, so this is your MongoDB URL. You don't want to share it with others. This is your security concern. So this one is mine. So it says Rose Pink Dragon Test 123. This is my password and all. And if anybody finds this out, it will cause a security risk. So we want to pass this in only when required. So whenever DB URL is being accessed, I want only that time this to be mounted in. Okay, so when this is not required, it will be unmounted. So you can say it is like a USB. Whenever you want, you can just plug it inside, and then when you don't need it, you can remove it. So how do you do that is, let's just delete this. Okay, all right, just make this bit smaller. Okay, so we will create a new file. We will call it .env. So env full form is environment, but we can say env for environment variables, v for variables, en for environment. And inside this we will just say mongo underscore URI L equals to, and then over there you can just paste in this line of code. Okay, now we need a dependency to access this right now. So what we are going to do is we are going to install .env. So we say npm I .env. I hope that this is right. No, this is wrong, I guess. All right, let's just check it out on Google. So if I type in .env, yeah, there is no dash for that. Okay, so what you have to do is npm install dot. Sorry. Okay. All right. So all you have to do is say npm install .env. You can say I also. I stands for install. That is why I have written I over here. But it is up to you. Okay, then once you hit enter, it should be installed quickly because it is a fairly very small dependency. Okay, so once you have installed this, you can just say, if you go over here, you can see it says required.env.config. So you can say this, and then over here, at the topmost you have to say required.env.config, and then to access this, all you have to say is process dot env dot and this variable name. So you have mongo URL. So I will just say mongo uh, underscore URL. So that is your 3 lines of code. Okay. You don't want to put it on a constant variable now again. Okay. So just put it over here. Okay. So I guess that should do it. So once I save this now and run my app.js file, let's just clear this. Okay. So we'll say nodemon app.js. Okay, so now it says listening on port 4000, and if you try to console log this, it should give you your process.env.mongo URL. Yeah, you see it gives you this, but later on if you try to access it in this server only, it won't be available unless required, so you will have to call it manually. So there is no way to depict it actually, but what it does in theory is only when required it will push it inside the code, and once the work with it is done, mongoose will say okay, we don't need this anymore, you can remove it from here. So that is how it works. Okay, so that was your one line of code, two line and three line. Okay, Shiv, I did not do any injustice to you. Please do not say anything to me. All right, so that is your today's lecture, short, and that's all. Okay, so अब लोग समझा ना फिर शिव लावण्या मैंने क्या किया वो Lavanya and Shiv, you did
Sir,
understand
one
what I did, right? So what I did was just
once again,
installed. Sorry,
explain once again.
once again. ठीक है चलो. Okay, so right now since we have the code, it will be better to explain. Okay. See what I did was I created a new folder saying .env. So new file, sorry, not folder, a new file saying .env. And inside that we created a variable. So I created a variable saying Mongo URL, and I put my MongoDB URL in front of it. Okay, so it says Mongo SRV. Let me just, yeah. So now in line wrap you can see Mongo plus SRV colon slash slash Spring Dragon, that all. Okay, so this is my MongoDB URL, and I have to save it. And after doing that, what I have to do is I have to install uh, a dependency known as .env. So if you see over here, I installed .env. Okay, so .env allows us to access that env variable. So right now to access Mongo URL, you need to install that. So to install that, you have to say npm install dot env. Okay, and then hit enter. Okay, I'm installing it again right now, even though I have it. Okay, so since it was installed, it took very less time. Okay, it just said updated one package. All right, so once you have installed it, okay, so after installing it, what you have to do is wherever you want. So if you want to say console log, so console log, you can just say process dot env dot mongo URL. So whenever you call this, the URL for your database will be pushed inside the code until required. So now it is required over here and over here. And once these two processes are done, so once the connection to your mongoose is done, it will again remove this. This is just a security step for us, because if somebody gains access to our server, first of all, he won't be able to access Mongo URL directly. He will need to find this file, which we won't be sharing with anybody. So it will be put on when we are hosting our website. Okay, so now once this is done, okay, so after that all you have to do is wherever you want to use it, you have to say process.env.mongo URL. Okay, Lavanya, you understood now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you did not, say again, I will explain again. Okay, so because it was just three lines of code, just like I said to Shiv, we will be adding only three lines of code, that's all.
Yes, sir.
Chalo, good. All right, so you guys are saying that you will complete it by Sunday, right?
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Yeah. Lavanya, you will also complete it by Sunday. You
Yes, sir.
said that you have done it, right? So whatever are remaining, you can make minor improvements if you want. Okay. Uh, you can have my entire backend code. I don't care about that. Whatever the changes you want, please do it in the front end. I don't want to see the same thing again and again, because this website I have been working on then you will also make the same, then she will also make the same. I don't want that to happen. Okay, be creative. Think of something nice, clean and beautiful looking. Okay. All right, so I guess we will be ending our lecture over here only. Muzammil is not joining. And tomorrow you guys can have a day off. On Sunday also you guys can have a day off. Monday I will be seeing your codes, as well as if you have doubt we can take two more lectures tomorrow and day after tomorrow, but please complete the previous task. I'm giving you guys 2 more days. I've been asking you guys to do this since the last week. Okay, so please do it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Hmm. Chalo then, bye
सर
everybody. या शिव
कहाँ
से
तक कंप्लीट करना है सर?
अभी मैंने डॉट ई बताया ना, वो भी नहीं करोगे चलेगा, मुझे खाली वेबसाइट सामने चलती हुई दिखनी चाहिए, उसके अंदर
जी
ब्लॉग क्रिएट होना चाहिए,
जी
ब्लॉग अपडेट होना चाहिए, ब्लॉग डिलीट होना चाहिए, अपडेट नहीं, ब्लॉग की डिटेल्स आनी चाहिए और ब्लॉग डिलीट होना चाहिए, ये 3 चीजें होनी चाहिए, ठीक है.
ओके
Sir,
सर.
sir, tell me in English.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that. So I was telling him that he asked till where should we do the task. So I told him that I don't even if you don't do today's task also now, I have no issues with that. What you are supposed to do is till Monday, please create that blog site, and in front end it should be able to do view all the blogs. It should be able to add a new blog, and it should be able to see the details of one single blog. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Chalo. Thank you. Anything else if you have to ask, you can definitely text me on WhatsApp, or don't call directly, just text me on WhatsApp. I will be replying you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
ओके सर.
Chalo. Bye. Bye, ma'am.
थैंक यू सर.
Yeah.
गुड इवनिंग सर.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Good evening. Okay, so please give your portfolio by tomorrow. If you don't give your portfolio, you won't be getting your offer letter from our side. Okay, ma'am, this is true, na? They don't get their portfolio offer letter, right?
सर कौन सा सर्टिफिकेट मतलब कौन
ऑफर
सा?
लेटर जो ज्वाइनिंग का देता है ना, वो वाला.
नहीं नहीं नहीं, वो अभी नहीं मिला एक्चुअली, रिया मैम थोड़ी सी बिजी हैं, तो अभी
Okay.
वो थोड़ा सा टाइम लग जाएगा।
So no, no. If you don't give me your portfolio, I won't be accept. I won't be saying Diya ma'am to forward the uh, letters. So you have to do that. Make anything. I don't want something very special. Just put in basic text also. Okay, just to show me that where you guys stand right now. I don't want something very big. Okay. Remember those two things in mind only for now. Mm, yeah. Okay, and from day after tomorrow, that is no, not day after tomorrow, from Monday onwards, we will be starting our task. So I will be giving you guys regular task and all. We will be doing that point. Okay. All right. Chalo. So right now, I just uploaded yesterday's uh, recording to the Google Drive. I will be sharing the link with you guys. So with today's recording also. All right. And please start turning on your mic for like 2 or 3 seconds also. I would love to hear your voice. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, good. Chalo.
Okay, sir.
So if you don't understand, instead of typing it in, it feels a bit far more interactive. Sir, can you explain about this, like this keyword, right?
Yes, sir.
See, for this that is the this keyword. Now the issue with the this keyword is you say this along with this in the same sentence, and that this becomes confusing. So I will tell you in short that it stands like in what do you call it, what do you call, like if you have function, it will take in all your local variables. So let me just hit a paint for you guys so that I can explain you guys over there. All right, so let's get a nice brush, a solid one. Okay, this one's nice. Okay, so now let's say this is your this. So this is a function. All right, that's not a box. Yeah, so this is your function, and then you have something inside your function. Okay, so let's just say that there is a variable. Okay, so there is a variable uh, v, and then you have a variable a. Okay, but then there is a variable outside of your function which is same as another. Okay, so that will be a v. So now you don't want to refer to the global variable v, you want to refer to the local variable v. So inside this box, that is a function. Yeah, we have a text too, right? So let's just call it a function. Okay, and inside this function only, you have your uh, variable. Okay, is there any other better brush for us to work with? No, not a pencil. Yeah, let's make it fat, like fat. Yeah, this is great. So this is a function. All right, and then you have a global variable v, but then you also want to create a variable inside this function which is a v also. So now my mouse does not lift up sometimes. So yeah, so now you want to access this v inside this function only. So how you do that is, what you will do is, uh, you will say this. Okay, let me pull up a nice example for you. So let's just see. Okay, so now if you let's just open up our VS Code. So I'm opening my code right now. Yeah. Okay, so we don't need this one. We'll create a new one, and then we'll create a new file, and let's save this as where is my desktop then? Take it not over here. We should have a not in new, yeah, bash 2. Chalo, so we will say this dot js. Now hopefully all right. So we have let's say that we have an object. So uh, we will say we have an object which is a person. All right, you guys can see this, right? And inside this person object we have his first name, so we will call it first name. And then inside that we will say John. It's not just John. We will say, what do we say for you? Let's just say it by my name, okay? And then you have another thing. So it is, it will be last name. All right. And then we will say last name will be Dabilkar. Okay, now I hope that you know this, but inside object you guys can also create functions. So we have a function that is full name. All right, so this function will be an anonymous function without any name. So we'll declare anonymous functions like this, and then we will say mm, we will say console log uh, first name plus last name. Okay, so now you want to access this, you guys can do it directly also. So if now I say console log person dot function, all right, so this should work as expected right now. Let's just make it a bit smaller. Okay, I did not start recording. Madhu, why did you not remind me today? ऐसा नहीं करने का ना. You all understand Hindi?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so that is good. So that's nice. All right. So now if I call this person dot function,
Today is today recording.
no. This recording that is from Google Meet now, it cannot be shared because sir is busy with other works and I don't want to disturb him. So I record it myself also.
Okay,
I will
sir.
share yesterday's recording I have uploaded, but I did not share the link. It just completely went off my mind. So I will be sharing today's recording. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yesterday's recording also is there. Okay, so I will be sharing 2 recordings with you. I have created a folder for you guys in Google Drive. I will share the same folder with you guys. Okay. Okay, so let's just get started. So we have a function inside an object. Okay, so now if I say this and let's just save it, not call save function, we will say full name. All right, so now if I say okay, we need to get path of this guy, so we will say cd. Yeah, now it should say, we should not give us error, so let's just clear this and we'll say node this dot js. All right, so now it says first name is not defined. Okay, so to get this first name, even though it is given over here, all right, but it does not have that local scope required to call it inside a function. At this point we use something known as this dot first name, and then we will use this dot last name. So now you see my auto uh, suggestion also gives me the last name and full name as a suggestion, and when I remove this, So if I don't say this and just go in and type full name, it okay, now it learned it. So no, it says full name, right? So if I type in first name, now that it has learned it, it will give me the name first name, but it refers it to this, and without it, it won't work. So now if I just say first name, it still does know it, but once I hit enter, it will turn it into a this. So this is used to access local variables like this inside a function. So now you have first name, it selects that first name, and we will say this dot last name. It should work now. Instead of giving us an error right now over here, if you see first name, we have an error. Okay, so let's just do this. Yeah, now it says Moheb Dabilka. Okay, so instead of doing console log, let's just say return. All right, and let's this. So this undefined was coming because we were not returning anything. Let me just clear it again, and we will say node this dot this. Now it says Mohem Dabilka, right? And let's just say we add a space in over here. Okay, so now it should give us a space also. You see, that is why we use this. All right.
Yes, sir.
You understood it now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the basic idea is that you need to access variable locally. At that time, you need to use this. Okay. With practice, you will understand it, because this small example I gave you, it is of no use for you, but just for your understanding, you should know. And we don't generally use this right now because uh, JavaScript has evolved to a far more larger point, and this dot, it just ruins the developer experience, because you should understand that developer experience is necessary also. We also have a life, so you should know that which whatever you are coding in, whatever you are learning in, your experience should be good with that. Bad developer experience leads you to I don't want to do this anymore. That point should not come. So make sure that you have a good experience while developing stuff. Okay. Chalo. So for the day, what we are going to do is we are going to learn about imports and export. Okay. So now let's just backspace this all, and let's say that we have a file. Inside that we have employees. Okay, so let's just say not say let's call it anything. Let's say names. Okay, and then it is an array. Okay, so now it will say this. Okay, now my mind is stuck with this. Okay, now it will say Moheb, then it will say Sunita, and then it will say Madhu. All right, so now this is an array. I can use this array locally over here. So if I say console log names right now, I would really use to love to use a command prompt right now. So let's just hit up a command prompt, and we'll say cd. So we can program side by side. Okay, for that very small purpose. And let me just increase the font size so that you guys, okay, that's too much, I guess. So we have 28 also. Yeah, I guess 28 should do it. All right. So now once I try to run my node.js over here, so node, and then say this .js, it gives me the name. But at some point I will find myself, I need to get these names in another file. So let's just say I have another file, and over here I will say not say this, we will say console log names. Okay, but if I run this now, so names dot, let's just save it as name.js, and if I run it over here, so if I say node name.js, it will say names is not defined. Now what I can do is either copy this, then I can say paste it over here, and then I can run a console log for this. So now it gives me the name, but that is fine when you're doing it once. What if you have to do this like a 1,000 times, now you won't be required to do that. Okay. But still, if you need to do it again and again, at that point you really don't want to do that, right? So this is where we export things. So now from name.js file, what we will do is we will say module dot exports, and then we will say names. Okay, so now names is a string. We need to send this as an object. No, not like that, sorry. Now we will say names. All right, so once you say module dot export names, okay, then even if you remove names from here, before doing that you will have to import this. So you will say const name equals to require, and then the location of the file. So we have dot slash name. Okay, so now if I try to console log name over here, so if I say this dot js over here, it gives me the names. All right, now there are other things that you can do with this. What if you have to export many things? So every name should have somebody that should have a phone number. So we will say const phone number. All right, so then inside this we will say, let's put in my number, because I got this number in 2020, so it ends with 2020. Then let's just put another random numbers inside over here, and now you want to export this. Okay, so while doing that you need to export multiple things. So now if I put a comma over here, it will show an error. Okay, and it just does this. So you should understand that if your saving does not work properly, which means that you are doing an error. So what you have to do is pass that as an object. Okay, so now I'm passing it as an object, and then I need to access not everything from here. So now I can just say name, and once I try to do this, it will give me the entire thing. So then I can say over here name dot names. All right, so if I do this, if I I'm sorry for that. Okay, so now I can use name dot names for my use myself, and then there are many other things that I can do with this right now. But consider yourself using these names again and again and again. At that point you won't be going around and saying name dot names, name dot names. So doing that like 10 times, that will become an issue, right? So what we do is we do something known as destructuring. So we will enclose this inside a bracket. Okay, and then we will say what we want. All right, so now if I say names, and then it will say at date depreciated, and once I save this and try to run it, it says object anonymous and it will show an error. All right, so I will have to remove these names. Okay, and then if I try to run this again, so I'm saying node this.js over here and press enter. Okay, it gives me the names. Now if I want many things, I can just put comma and then say phone number, and then in here I will say phone number. Okay, so now if I say this, all right, so now it works. Now what about functions? How do you do with functions? So what you want to do is you want to pass in a function. So you will say const fun. So let's first short for function equals to, then you will say this, and then you will create an arrow function, not a dash. You will put an equal to over here. You will just say console log function from another file. All right, so now we want to pass it inside over here. So anybody who will say me how to do this, come on, unmute yourself and start telling me how to do this. this part. How do I pass in a function over here? And then I want to call this function over here. Chalo, start speaking. Everyone. So, chalo, you guys don't want to say, so I will do it myself. Okay? All right. So what I will do is I will just save function, and then if I save it over here, and then I will have to put in a function over here, and let's just say func. All right. So now it returns me a function func. All right. So I will have to put in parentheses over here. So now it should work. You see, it says function from another file. Just by calling it also it should work, because we are not returning anything, we are just running that function. All right. So it says function from another file. Okay. So that is how you import functions and all. Okay. All right. So now that we know how to import and export files, we will start learning about actual Node.js. So we will start by our global object. We will start with our OS object. There are things that Node.js provides for us under the hood. So right now, if I open up my Google Meet and then go to the view page source part, you see we get this very big file. Now this has been compiled so that the browser can read. But if you go to the inspect part, all right, so and inside that you go to the console. Using this console may allow using the attack person do not enter passcode that you do not understand. Wow, we have something like this from Google side only. Chalo. Okay, so now let's just open up Google. I don't want you guys to see that. Okay. And then you can just say document. Open up anything. Let's just open up basic Google. All right. So this is your Google file, Google page, and inside this you get something known as global document object. So once I say console dot log, and inside this I say document. Okay, so once I say document, it gives me this document object. Okay, and if I say call it as a function, it will say okay, let's just go back from document. We will console log window. Okay, so now even though there are things which we cannot access from this part, we did get access to this window. All right, now it will lag a bit because this window file is very big. All right, so now once I click over here, it is loading. Okay, yeah, so now you can see it gives us a lots of things, like we have caches, cancel image stream, and inside this only we should be having our document object. So A, B, C, D. Yeah, you see this document part over here. So that is your global object. All right, so let's just clear this out, and we will try to console log global. Okay, so now you see your global object is also the window only. You cannot go behind this. Behind this there is an engine known as the V8 engine given by Chrome. You should learn about it. Okay, it is what makes your web pages run, and it is what Firefox Firefox uses a different engine for its work. Now this engine is used by Chrome, and then it also uses Node.js, but it is works with anything. It uses ECMA script, so that is our this, and then it uses WebAssembly, and then it compiles your code into C++. All right, I did talk about this previously also, so I'm not going to do that because you guys don't ask any questions, so that one is not there right now. So once I go over here and console log global, all right, so this should not work. Yeah, okay, it does work. Okay, now you see we are limited to just small things. So we have global, clear interval, clear timeout, set interval, set timeout. This is because in Chrome there are many things to work around with. You have your window, then you have your document. There are many sub files, like you will have your form, your div tags, and there are many things to work around with. But right now for your server, what you have in basic, to keep it very light, you get the global object. All right, so let's try console logging a function that says global. It should show an error. Yeah, so it says global is not a function. Okay, so now there are many other things that you can use. So one of them is OS. But right now, what I want to do is I want to show you how do these things work. So we will say global dot set timeout. All right. But instead of saying this, we will just say set timeout. Okay, and then it takes in a function. Okay, sorry for that, you must not understand it. Okay, so it is a function. It takes in a dependency, and that is your timer. All right, and then inside that and before that it takes in a function. So this is your function, and we can say console log after some time. Okay, so now if I save this and try and run this right now, it will log it out after 3 seconds. You see, it says after some time. Let me just do it one more time so that you can see. Now that we have started running it, it says after some time. Okay. Now we want to create do something on intervals. So we have something known as uh, set interval. Okay, and then we also have clear interval. Okay, now you can do clear timeout. Then we have queuing microtask or small tasks that get run in the background on your server. Okay, they take up your computing space, so you are supposed to keep them as minimum as possible, but they should do their task as well. Okay, so let's just not go that deep in there. We will do, let's just say we'll do clear interval, clear timeout. We won't do clear timeout also, we don't need to do that. We will say set interval and clear interval. These two things we will do. Okay, so now I can say set interval. All right, so it does the same thing like this. It takes in an interval, so for every 1000 milliseconds, that is 1 second, it will say in the interval. Now this should be inside inverted commas, so let me just put it inside the inverted commas. Now if I try and run this, it should start printing it again and again. Now it won't stop unless I stop it by my hand. So but that will also stop our server. So if I press Ctrl C right now, it did stop, but it also stopped our server. We don't want to do that usually. So what you have to do is you have to say clear interval. Okay, and then inside that you have to pass in uh, the interval which you have to clear. So you will have to say const interval. You will have to assign it to a variable because you need to call it over here, right? So that is why we are doing that. Okay, so now hopefully it runs. So now it should say interval 3 times. Yeah, and then it stopped. So yeah, it says 2 times. If we increase this to 1 more second, it will say it for 3 times, and for the fourth time when it happens, so at 4th second, so it will say clear interval, this interval. All right, so now if I say this, it should print it out 3 times. And the better part about this is it stops server expectedly. Okay, so you wanted to stop the server at this point. Over here you didn't want to stop the server, but you also did not want to clear this interval. Okay, so once we start creating servers and all, you will know why we should not crash our servers, how to prevent that and all. It is some different thing, but right now let's start working with Node.js by itself. Okay, all that. So what you want to do after this is you want to see your OS. So now Node.js also provides with you with the OS module, which is the operating system module. Okay, so now if I say console log OS, it is not imported by default. So if I comment this out and then if I try to run it, it says OS is not defined. So you need to import it. All right. So when you are on a server, you don't need to do that. Okay. So OS object, what it does is it gives you details of your operating system. So I have host name, I have free memory, I have CPUs, and then there's ARC. I don't know what is ARC. Okay, so this is ADNS, so host name, load average, platform, priority, total memory, and all that. So let's just call in one of this. So we can say OS dot host name. All right. So if I save it and run it again, okay, so it's a function. So you need to make it a function. You see now it says the name of my laptop. And then there are other things also you can say. So you have CPUs. So let's just say CPUs right now. All right. So it says all my CPUs. So it says I have a Ryzen 5 4500U and it comes with Radeon graphics and all. And now if you realize this, this is one object. All right. Then this is the second object. Then this is the third object. This is the fourth object. And then this is the fifth object, and there's the sixth object. Now, even though I have only one CPU inside my PC, it says this 6 times. This is because you have something known as threads and cores. All right. So if you are into computer building and all that stuff, you will understand this. But you don't need to know this when you are working with servers, because you usually don't want to mess with other species. But having more threads and cores helps you a lot. So in this current trends, if you see that AMD is dominating over Intel, that is because it has cheapened itself, and what Intel used to provide for $1,000, AMD provides for relatively half price, and it also gives better performance. So Intel used to use a old method of 14 nanometers, and it went into very big plus that it became a meme now. And it's not even a meme anymore. It's just being stupid right now. So even Intel stopped it, and now they have moved to 10 nanometer. But AMD is still ahead of them. AMD is right now at 7 nanometer, and currently the best chip you can get is from Apple. It is at 5 nanometer, and this year they should be releasing their 4 nanometer chipset also. So they are heavily power efficient. Okay, Apple just does things far better than anybody else. So I'm a fan of Apple, so I'm saying it, but you guys can consider it as you want. All right. Okay, now there are other things also that you want to know. Okay. So if you try to update the document model inside your server itself, so let's just say console.log document right now, it will say document is not defined. This is because this is not your browser. It is limited to your server only. Okay, but still it does provide us some control over our server. So now if I say console.log directory name, so you have to put in 2 underscore before this. If you don't put them, it will just show an error. So I will show you guys another error right now. You see it says directory name is not defined. All right, so you have to put in 2 underscore before them. And then now if I run, it says the directory name. And then you also have something known as a file name. All right, so if I type in file name, you will get the file name. Okay, so it says this.js. It comes with your directory name as well. All right. Okay, so there are other things. So we have one more thing to know. So that is your file system. Okay. So right now, if you have to work with files, what you do is you say equals to fs equals to require uh, your file system. All right. So now if I console log file system and then just run this over here, it gives you many things. You should always learn to console log things. All right. So there are things that you will be using read stream and write stream. We will talk about that later. This is an interesting topic which YouTube and all use for buffering their videos and all. We will talk about that. But right now, what we are going to work with is we have many things. We have truncate, we have remove directory stands for them. Then we also have RM, then we have rename. Truncate, you should know that it means joining, okay? Yeah, we will be working with read file, and we will be working with make directory. We will be working with many other things that I can't find right now. We won't be working with this. There's copy file also, you can do that. Yeah, we will be working with this too also, but when we learn about streams, if we get that time for the day, we will learn about streams as well. Okay. Yeah, you can check if a file exists. Then there are many things that you should know. Then there is a link. Then make the, and this in sync means that if that file takes time to work, then you can make it like an asynchronous things like that. Okay. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to start with, let's just say we are going to start with read file. All right. So let's just go to the bottom of this page, and we will say fs.read file. Okay. So your autocomplete should give you this part, and then it is a function. Now, since this is an asynchronous function, it will take in an input. Okay, so this is dot slash docs. Let's just say we have a folder known as the documents. Let's just say files. I'm really about naming my file, and then we will say file.txt. Okay, so now if please do tell me if it is not comfortable or something like that. Okay, so let's just make our command prompt smaller because we won't be needing that much of space. Okay, so now if I say save this, it should throw an error. Okay, it says throw new invalid callback. So it needs a callback function inside itself. So we will pass in two parameters to this function, and we have error and then data. Okay. You can name it anything, but make sure that the first thing that comes inside this is an error, and the second thing that comes inside is a data. So just for the readability purposes, we are saying it an error, but and actually it is passed an error because whatever an error happens, you want to deal with that first instead of dealing with the data. Because if you deal with data first, then that data will be passed on to the user. You don't want to do that. Okay, so we will say if there is an error, all right, we will say console log error, and if we have data, then we will say we will just say this. All right, so now uh, let's just run this. You say it says eonet no such file or directory found, so it means that we need to create this file. So let's just, okay, we have not opened the folder. Let's just select this folder right now. All right, so this is the thing that we are working with. Okay, so let's create a new folder. So that folder's name is files. Okay, and then inside that we will have file.txt. Okay, so this is our text file, and we will say, hey, this is from text file. All right, now if I try and run this, yeah, you see it gives you something that says buffer and all. Okay, so you this data comes in encrypted or in machine readable format. Okay, so what you do is you just pass in the .toString method of JavaScript, and now if it should say, yeah, it's hey, this is from text file. Let's just change it, and we will say hello from text file. All right, it just sounds better and feels better. Okay, so that is your read file right now. Okay, okay, so now let's talk about writing files. Okay, so read file, we will console say write file. Okay, So now what we will say is fs dot write write what is the spelling of write? Yeah, write file. Okay, and then inside your write file you will have you will save files, and then inside that, instead of using file.text, we will say file2.text right now. Okay, so let's call it return file. Go back. Okay, so return file.text, and same as that, it takes in a callback function, but before that it takes in what you want to write to the file. So instead of writing it there, we will just say const write equals to uh, hey, this is written. Now you can pass this over here like this, but you usually don't want to do that because it is not a good way of doing things. All right, you don't want to pass in some variables and all, because this you want to be dynamic. Then what will you do? You will have to create a variable for that, right? So let's just say const file name also. Instead of file name, we will call it new file name. Okay, and then inside that we will say this part. So let's just copy this and let's paste it over here. So now we will say new file name. All right, and same as this guy, it also takes in a callback function, so we will have to give it a callback function, and that also deals with error and data. Okay, and then uh, now then you can use, what do we say, console. Yeah, we will have to console log it, because uh, you want to it will just create a file and write inside that. Okay, so we will say file was written. Okay, if you want to read the file that was created, you will have to use fs.read file inside the write file, but let's just not do that right now. Okay, so it says file was written, and fs.read file takes time, so let's just do this. So that is why it came in second. Okay, now it just says file was written. Okay, and now if you go to this file and you see there's a new file, it says written file, and inside that you have your text. All right, so what if you wanted to overwrite this file.text? So you can do that also. So you will say file.text, and let's just say this was overwritten. Okay, so now if I save this, and now we are saying, hey, this was overwritten, and if you see over here, it says hello from text file. All right, so we will just call this again. It says file was written, and if you go over here and this says hello, this is overwritten. So that is how you work with your files. So now you don't want to work with your files only, you also want it to work with your directories. So I did show you how to see that. So when I console log file system for you, it gave us a method which said dir at the end. You see this dir in Linux language. If you know Linux, you know bash shell and all, you should know this dir stands for directory, and rm stands for remove. So it says remove directory. Then this is a synchronous asynchronous function. Okay, uh, then you see you have make directory. Mk stands for make directory, and there are many things that allow us to work with directories. All right, but the most one used one is remove and removed and not removed, and then for security you have unwatched file. There are things that you can do with file system. So right now what we are going to do is we are going to work with making directories. So let's stop console logging file system with this. Okay, So first we will learn about making directory. All right. So let's just okay. So we will start with fs.mk directory. Okay. So it will take in a directory file. So let's say new files. All right. And so mk directory, it makes a directory for you. Okay. So it will create a directory. So there will be a new folder created known as new files. Okay. And then inside that we have only one thing, that is error. Okay. So you don't need to pass in two stuff. You can pass in if you like. All right. So let's just space it out, make it a bit cleaner. Okay. And then you will say if you have an error, you have to console log the error. Else you can console log the directory was created. Okay. Now a magic will happen. You see there is nothing over here. There is no directory. And once I run this code, it says the directory was created and then there is a directory with the new files inside it. Okay. We also have something that is a remove directory. So it does essentially the same code, same thing. The only thing you have to change is fs.rm directory. The rest of this code, even if I copy and paste it now, it will work as you want it to. So now if I save this code and run it, you see it deleted the directory and right now it says directory was deleted. Okay, but for your understanding, what I will do is just write out the entire code for you. All right, so we will say /new files. Now it will throw us an error because we just deleted that folder, but let's just see that error. Okay, seeing errors helps you learn. So if we have an error, we will console log error, and if else we will just console log hey the file was deleted. All right, so now if I run this, it says no such file or directory. So rm directory did not work and the code was -4058. All right, but what if you create a directory? Okay, so let's just create a new directory and it will say, all right, I've created a new file. You have to create a new folder. So it says new files. Okay, so now if I run this code again, it should work and it says hey the file was deleted, and over here the folder has been deleted. Okay, so we also have deleting files, but right now if you see we are getting errors. So what we will do is we will do a bit of error handling. Okay, we have only 2 minutes. Okay, we won't do error handling. All right, so I will keep this for you, and once we create our GitHub repo now, then you guys can access these files from me so that you guys can understand this all. Okay, all right, so let's just learn about deleting files. So uh, okay, first of all that file needs to exist. So right now what we'll do is we will delete the return file for us. Okay, so we will say fs dot unlink. So you don't use that rm directory, something like that. What you use is unlink. All right, and this also is a function. All right, so what it does, it takes in the name of the file that you want to delete. So we'll say files and then slash return file dot text. Okay, and after that what it does is it takes in something, uh, it takes in a callback function. All right, and then inside that function we always take in error. All right, so if you have an error, you will console log error. Let me just scroll up for you. Okay, and in else it will say console log file was deleted. Okay, so now okay, so we have okay, so now it says file was deleted and the file got deleted over here. Okay, now we don't have the file that needs to be deleted. Okay, so what we will do is we will just run it again, and it says the file it gives us an error. So what we will do is we will handle error over here. Now there is a way to check if a folder or file exists. So there is something known as fs.exist sync. Okay, and it is a function that just takes in the file name. So if I say file slash return file dot txt, now what it does is it just returns a value true or false. So what we will do is we will console log this. All right, so okay, so now if I try and console log this, it should return false for me. Okay, so now it did say false. So now how will you handle an error? Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to check if the file exists or not before we delete it. Okay, instead of getting an error. Okay, so what we will do is we will use a if statement. Okay, and then inside that we will say we will just cut this code. All right, and paste it over here. We need to get this one also, and let's just uncomment it. Okay, now let's just close it. Now since we don't have that file, we will let's just say else console log file did not exist already. Okay, so now it says file did not exist already. Now if we take in a file which exists already, so now we have files. Inside that we have a file dot text. Okay, now it is over here, and now it should work and say file was deleted. So now if I save this and run it, it still says file did not exist already. Yeah, we need to pass in the file proper file name. So this has wrong file name, so we'll say file.txt. All right, so now if I press this, it says file was deleted, and now it deleted a file. If you did not use this if statement, it would just throw as an error. Like now if I do, you see, so that is a bit of error handling for you. We just got started. I don't want to take a lots of your time now. So if you have any doubts, please ask me, else we are ending the session right here. And hopefully, yeah, it did record this time also. So that's a plus point for you. Okay, let's just close this thing. Chalo. Thank you very much, Teja. I hope that you are having a good experience learning with me. Okay, and we will be taking things to the next level. So tomorrow we are going to create our first server, and after that we are going to start working with our actual things. Okay, so that is all for the day. So please tomorrow make your portfolio. We won't be doing anything else other than making portfolio and just connecting our backend to the browser. So that will be two small things, and we will have a bit of chit chat and all. Okay, let's not waste our more time. One more thing I need to clear right now. Sunita, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so is this time comfortable for you guys right now?
Yes, sir.
All right. And till when are your exams going to go on?
Sir, today is my last exam.
Okay, so from tomorrow onwards, 4 to 5 will work for you then?
No, sir. Actually, sir, from 21, my colleges are started.
Like physical college, you will go to college or something like that?
Yes, sir. And then my pre-board will be started after that. Then
Yes,
I
sir.
have to go.
Yes, Madhu, what are you saying?
Sir, in the sense we are having some meeting at that time of 4 to 5. So.
All right, all right. Sunita, you were saying after college was starting, what were you saying?
So then I have to go.
Okay, ठीक है. So everybody else is comfortable with this time, right? 8:30 to 9:30.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Pawan is a nice guy. He tells the truth. Okay, he does the right thing. What about everybody else? 8:30 to 9:30 is fine for you all, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
chalo. So thank you everybody and have a nice day. Stay safe. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. Chalo. Bye. Bye.